Hi everyone. It's been a while since I stepped in front of this camera and recorded a video, but here I am with a lot of energy. I drink basically 24 ounces of iced coffee, which don't judge, we don't do that. My husband works the mornings now and I work to the 12:30, so he wakes up and leaves about 5, and so do my kids. So I don't get a lot of sleep lately, and that's okay because I love my kids. But I just wanted to come on here and record a video. It's been so long and we're getting ready to move, and I was gonna wait until we move into our new place, but I'm ready for work early and the kids are downstairs with their grandparents, enjoying their time before we move, March 1st. So I'm really excited. But I was on FaceTime with one of my really good friends, actually like one of my long-term best friends, and we were just talking about like how we were raised compared to how we raise our kids. When I was younger, I did have some problems with anxiety, but at the time I didn't know it was anxiety, and I would get quite like I would have suicidal thoughts sometimes, and that's just not normal. And like my parents always tried to create an environment where I could go to them and like tell them anything, but at the same time I was really afraid of my mom. So anything that I did want to tell her, I was too afraid to go and tell her, afraid that I was gonna get in trouble, or afraid like I was gonna be judged, or afraid that they weren't gonna love me. I don't know why this is making me so emotional. Of course, like my parents like will love me through whatever. My stepdad basically helped raise me, or he did help raise me. So to me, that's my dad, and I love him to pieces. But at times, I felt very alone or not part of the family, especially after my younger brother was born. I'm not too sure why. My stepdad always like treated me like one of his own, and always treated us the same. Anything I wanted, I could have got. Like I just didn't ask for much. I think it's like something that I had to deal with personally. Like I grew up with my biological dad in prison, so it was kind of like hard because I guess I didn't quite know who I was. So I mean that's a little bit on how I was raised and in my background. But we were just talking like how the way we want to raise our kids are different. So when I started raising my son, I started out raising him like to be very independent, like don't cry, don't pout, like just be very like, you know. I used to like scold him for like pouting or being upset, and I do still have guilt for that. Like I've apologized for him, and I mean I see my wrong. So I just tried to like now create a healthier environment. I've been trying to teach him how to like verbalize how he feels and tell him that like if you're angry or upset or feel like pouting, like it's okay, because like those are natural emotions. Like and what changed was I can't remember the article now, but I read an article and it was like as an adult we don't get in trouble, or someone doesn't yell at us when things don't go our way, or when we're upset, we're sad, angry, or want to pout. You know what I mean? Like nobody's there to be like suck it up and like go on about your life. Like you're allowed to have your emotions and you're entitled to your opinions and your emotions. So why do we tell our kids like not to cry, not to pout, not to be angry, like that it's unacceptable? We're basically telling them that their emotions, their feelings are invalid, and I don't ever want my kids to feel like I don't feel like their emotions are valid. So like that's what changed me, because I don't want anybody to tell me that what I feel about something is invalid, because we all don't have the same experiences. We don't all have the same lives. We don't all have the same personalities. Some of us may be more emotional than the others, where some people may have thicker skins, and we need to respect people's emotions and feelings and boundaries and all of that stuff. So I want to like teach my kids that. So with my oldest, my two younger ones aren't quite there yet, because my daughter's 2 and my youngest turns 1 this week. So but I do teach my Otis, like, if you're sad, let us know. If you're angry, let us know. So he did come to me last night and tell us, like, I'm sad because when I was younger, like, we had a different kind of bedtime routine. Like, when he was younger, I used to, like, scratch his back and hold him, and this is when he was, like, all the way up until he was almost 5 years old. Like, I babied him for a long time. And I explained to him, like, you're getting old, you're gonna be 8 this year. Like, we do other things, like, we read a book before bed, and he gets tucked in, and we try to give, like, hugs, try to tell him, like, I love you, like, sleep tight, don't let the bed bug bites, like, all that good stuff. So, like letting him know, like, why we switch bedtime routines, and that we're trying to transition his siblings into, like, having their own room, and, like, not their own room, they're gonna share rooms, but, like, being in their own bed and stuff like that. So I just think it's important to, like, I want my kids to be able to come to me for anything, you know what I mean? Like, oh, mom, like, my body's changing, why, you know what I mean? Or this girl at school said this and it made me feel like this, you know what I mean? I don't want them to ever grow up and feel like, oh, my parents weren't there for me, or my mom wasn't there. Like, my mom told me to, like, suck it up and get over it, because that's not how she dealt with it as a child. Or, like, oh, I don't want to be like, oh, that's just me, you know what I mean? Like, this is how I dealt with it, like, how come you can't do that? Because we're all different. And I think that's okay, like, and I'm all for, like, if you want to be that parent that doesn't think, like, the same way I do. Like, everybody has their own parenting style and their own way of dealing with things and their own way of raising kids. Like, there's no instruction manual that's handed to you after you give birth to a child, or when you adopt a child, or whatever the case may be. Like, or when, you know, like, there's just no instruction manual when you basically get a child. Like, there's nothing that tells you, like, this is what you need to do, and walks you through every age, every step, every this, that. There's articles that you can read that may help, but every child's different. So what maybe in that article may work for my child, but may not work for yours, you know what I mean? And after having 3 kids, I do notice, like, what works for my oldest doesn't work for my daughter. What works for my daughter doesn't work for my youngest. So I do have to adapt my parenting skills to each one of them, like, differently. And just, I feel like, just know that it's okay to, like, do things, if I could speak English, do things differently than what your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents do, your cousin, your aunt, your friend. I have a lot of friends that are stay-at-home moms, and then more power to you. Like, I applaud the parents that can stay at home with their kids, because I tried it and it wasn't for me. But also, working can be stressful too, because I have some extreme mom guilt. I feel guilty for going to work and making money and providing for my kids. Like, I feel bad for leaving them sometimes. You know, like, my son started walking, like, full-on walking while I was at work, and I cried. Like, so just know that it's okay to work or stay at home or do it part-time, like part-time working or full-time working, or have a career, don't have a career, like, whatever you choose. Like, your kids still love you and you're still doing your best. So, like, keep fighting, keep going. Like, you are strong, you're beautiful, you're an amazing mother, father, aunt, uncle, grandma, like, whatever your case may be while you're here watching this video. Like, I want to make it open to everyone that, like, because sometimes parenting isn't just mom and dad's, or there's not always just mom and dad together, or mom's raising them by herself. We get some single fathers there. We get some grandparents that raise their grandkids, or some aunts and uncles, or you never know. So I just wanted to create, like, a healthy place for everyone to come, and I just want you to know that, like, keep raising your kid how you want to raise your kid. Keep living your life the way you want to live your life, because at the end of the day, you have to live that life, nobody else. You have to raise your kids, nobody else. Like, the world's gonna judge you. People judge me from an early age. I had my son at 18, they judged me. And let me tell you, my kid is living and he's well-mannered, and I love that boy, and I don't care what anybody says. So live with that mentality. Like, say every morning, I don't give a fuck what people have to say about me. Excuse my language, but like, I don't give a fuck. Like, just say I don't give a fuck. Like, thanks for your opinion. It was not needed. Keep moving. If I need your opinion, I'll ask. Stick to your grounds, your beliefs. And remember to have an beautiful, amazing, blessed day. Bye.